Wolf and the 7 Young Goats. Once upon a time, beyond 7 mountains and 7 valleys, in a cozy little cottage nestled deep in the woods, there lived a goat who was raising her 7 young kids. She loved them dearly, as only a mother can love her children. One day, she was preparing to go into the forest to gather food for her little ones. Calling them together, she warned them. "My dear children, I'm heading to the forest, but you must be careful and stay on guard against the wolf. If he gets inside, he'll devour you, leaving nothing but your bones. That scoundrel is cunning and deceptive, but you can recognize him by his gruff voice and his black paws." "Don't worry, dear Mama," the kids replied. "We'll be careful. You go to the forest and come back soon." Satisfied with their promise, the goat bleated happily and set off. It wasn't long before the wicked wolf came by the cottage. Seeing that the kids were home alone, he knocked on the door and called out, "Open the door, my sweet children. It's your mother, and I've brought something tasty for each of you." But the kids could tell from his rough voice that it was the wolf. "We won't open the door," they cried. "You're not our mother. Our mother has a kind and gentle voice, and yours is gruff. You're the wolf." The wolf, realizing his voice had betrayed him, went to a blacksmith and demanded, "Forge me a softer voice." The blacksmith helped him, and now with a gentler tone, the wolf returned to the goat's cottage. He knocked on the door again and called out, "Open the door, my sweet children. It's your mother, and I've brought something tasty for each of you." This time, his voice sounded almost like their mother's. But the eldest kid was suspicious. Approaching the door, it peeked through a crack and saw black paws standing at the threshold. "You're not our mother," the eldest shouted to its siblings. "Our mother doesn't have black paws. You're the wolf." Angered, the wolf stormed off to the town. He went to the baker and growled, "I've hurt my paw. Cover it with dough." Once the baker coated his paw in dough, the wolf ran to the miller and barked, "Sprinkle my paw with white flour." The miller hesitated, sensing the wolf's deceit. Surely, he thought, this creature was up to no good. But when the wolf bared his teeth and snarled, "If you don't do as I say, I'll eat you on the spot," the frightened miller obeyed and sprinkled flour over the wolf's paw. Well, that's human nature for you. The villain returned to the cottage for the 3rd time, knocked on the door, and said, "Open up, my little ones. Your mother is back, and I've brought something delicious for each of you from the forest. Show us your paw first, so we can see if you're really our dear mother," the kids called out. The wolf placed his paw at the crack in the door, and when the kids saw that it was white, they believed him. Thinking it was truly their mother, they opened the door. But it was the wolf who stepped inside. Terrified, the kids scattered and tried to hide. One dove under the table, another crawled into the bed, the 3rd hid in the oven, the 4th in the kitchen, the 5th in the cupboard, the 6th under the sink, and the 7th squeezed into the clock case. The wolf, however, found them all. One by one, he sniffed them out and stuffed them into a sack. Only the youngest, hidden inside the clock, escaped detection. With his sack full of kids, the wolf lumbered off to his cave, eager to feast. Before long, the mother goat returned home from the forest. What she found horrified her. The door was wide open, the table, chairs, and benches were overturned, and the sink lay shattered in pieces. Blankets and pillows had been thrown from the bed. She searched everywhere for her children, calling out their names, but no one answered. Her heart broke as she sobbed and searched in vain. At last, she heard a faint, trembling voice. "Mother, Mother, I'm here, inside the clock." The youngest kid, the smallest of them all, crawled out and ran to her. They embraced, and the kid tearfully told her how the wolf had come and taken the others. Realizing there was no time to waste, the mother goat raced to the wolf's cave. She arrived just in time. What she saw froze her in fear. The wolf was preparing to devour her poor little kids. Thinking quickly, she devised a plan. Standing at the entrance to the cave, she began bleating and calling out loudly. The cave's echoes amplified her voice, turning it into a terrifying roar that reverberated through the walls. The wolf, startled by the eerie sounds, was overcome with fear. Forgetting all about the kids, he bolted from the cave, running as fast as his legs could carry him, never daring to look back. The mother goat hurried to her children, embracing them one by one. Grateful to be reunited, the kids promised their mother they would never open the door to a stranger again. Together, the family returned home, and from that day on, they lived happily and safely ever after. That's all for now, dear children. Upon a hill, not far from here, a goat with a bell would appear. Its gentle ring would softly say, "The story ends with the close of day. Good night, little ones, sweet dreams."